Hi, I'm Annette Pasternak, the Stop Skin Picking Coach, and today I'm here with Aneela Kumar.
Hi.
Aneela and her husband, is that correct, are the founders of a company called HabitAware, and they've developed a smart bracelet called Live that can help you break your bad habits of skin picking, hair pulling, nail biting, etc.
That's
So
right.
thank you for being here today,
Thank you so
Aneela.
much for having me. Yeah, that's exactly it. HabitAware is a smart bracelet that helps people overcome subconscious behaviors. And my husband and I are co-founders along with two of our friends from Minneapolis as well. So four of us together are working to help solve this issue for so many people. And the way that we got started was simply because I am a hair puller with trichotillomania since my teenage years, and it's something that I've hid from everyone in my life, friends, family, for 20 plus years. I didn't even know what it was until I Googled it one day and stumbled upon the Trichotillomania Learning Center, or now it's called the TLC Foundation for BFRBs. And that's when I realized, okay, I'm not this crazy kid with this weird issue. I'm human and I have this disorder and I'm not alone. Um, but that wasn't enough for me to go be ready to share with the world. So, of course, I still kept it hidden for many, many years until one day I literally was caught without eyebrows and eyelashes. I had just ripped out through mental stress at work, lack of sleep, boredom, um, ripped out all of the eyebrows and eyelashes on my face. And my husband saw me one day and just, usually my normal routine was get the makeup on before he saw me. And just one day it didn't work out. And he said, "What's going on? Where are your eyebrows?" And finally, I wasn't going to lie anymore. I had to just, I had to finally share. Um, and this was the one person in my life that I said, I'm going to share everything. I made a promise to share both good and bad. So now was the time. And as we were talking and, over the next couple of days, he started looking into it a little bit more and we started talking more about it. And I just said, I wish I just had something that told me when my hand was here because I just don't know when I'm doing it. And we set out to build it. We said, well, we're pretty tech savvy. We're, let's give it a try. We love technology. We're always into the latest gadgets. Let's give it a try. And so we met through Minneapolis startup community, different people in the technical backgrounds, and kind of got going, making different prototypes, and realized that it was working for me. And then we said, if it's working for me, this was a fun project, but if it's working for me, then could it help others? Now we know through our research that there's more and more people out there. And so we said, let's do this. Let's make that happen.
That's amazing. Now, I have a few questions based on what you
Yeah.
said. So, I'm curious, when did this all start? Like, when did, how long has it taken from the idea to
Yeah.
now it's
Yeah.
ready? It's on pre-order right now,
Yes,
correct?
so we're
Yeah.
available on pre-order on our website, and it's taken about, I would say, about like a year and a half, from sort of us coming up with the idea, doing the research, finding the right team, and just being able to build different prototypes, test with other people to see, yeah, okay, it does work for other people. Um, it like we've even found that other psychologists have actually been onto this idea for a very long time. It's just that now the technology is there that you can get it into such small bracelets versus big chunky necklaces or two-piece systems and
Yeah,
things like that.
all right. So, I have another question that's, I mean, it's related to what you said. I don't know if we're getting off track here, and I might cut it out, or you
Okay.
might not even want to answer it. But I always think it's fascinating that, I've had clients myself who sometimes they're married and they haven't told their husband,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, so I guess the question is like, what was the difference for you personally before and after? Because I've I've noticed that it's very hard for clients to actually make progress when they're keeping a secret like that.
Yeah, I think it probably I think not sharing with my husband was, I think it was telling. There was clearly something that I wanted to hide. I myself was feeling shame and embarrassment. I felt like a lesser person because I couldn't control this. And also I'm the type of person that doesn't like to ask for help, whether it's something work related or, just anything. I don't like asking for help. And so for me to be able to finally say, okay, I have this issue, it was almost like releasing the issue itself, because once I was able to acknowledge that I had it, once I was able to share it with my husband, with my mom, my sister, the more that I've been sharing my story, even with people at TLC conference or, different demonstrations that we've been doing, the more that I'm able to release it and let go of it. And so I think by not sharing, I was holding myself back from recovery. I agree with you in that statement. Absolutely.
Yeah, and that was so well said, the way you explained your experience. So I've realized that a lot of, if not most, or well, maybe, I don't know, people that suffer from these behaviors, we are the type that don't like to ask for help. Yeah. And that's a huge lesson in this when we finally do.
Yeah.
So how does it work?
Yeah, so basically Live very simply just sends a gentle, discreet vibration whenever your hand is near an area that you actually specifically train it for. So I pull from my eyebrows and my eyelashes, and that's what I've trained it for. So I'm wearing the bracelet right now. This is one of our prototypes. And simply, you probably won't even be able to hear it because it's so discreet, but every few seconds that my hand is here, I'm just getting a gentle vibration. And essentially all it's doing is, when you're going through this behavior, it's such a subconscious act. Even if that little voice in your head is saying, "Oh, get that one last hair," even though you may be kind of engaging on what feels like a conscious level, it's still very subconscious. And as soon as you get that vibration, it sort of quiets that chatter and gives your mind just that split second to say, "Hey, your hands are not where you want them to be." And then you have the chance to actually take control of that conversation in your head and move away, shifting it from the subconscious to the conscious mind so that you can actually make that choice. And so that's all that it's doing. And, studies show that this type of awareness enhancing, this sort of vibration is actually, this sort of reminder works. So there has been past research to sort of support what we're trying to do.
That's great. So can you train it to, like, for example, if you reach over and, like, let's say, like, you pick at your feet or something. So can you train it in different ways?
Yeah, so you can train it for your own specific gestures. So if you pull from the back of the head, or, you may skin pick from certain different areas. Another one of our use cases is for thumb sucking, so for children who may be trying to kick that issue. And then with respect to other areas of the body, as long as it's a consistent region and a consistent sort of motion to that area, you can train it to there. And what you're essentially doing is you're retraining your brain, you're making yourself more aware of where your hands are, so that over time you're able to actually, with our app, replace the behavior with something more positive. So, like, I know, Annette, you advocate for things like yoga and breathing exercises that are essentially replacement strategies for these behaviors, which are pretty much soothing mechanisms for the stress that's in our daily lives. So how can we help you become aware and then change the behavior so that you're actually able to take that nervous energy, or whatever it is that you want to call it, and harness it for something that actually makes your life better?
That's super. So another question came to mind. Now, let's say you pulled from or picked different parts of your body. Would you train yourself first to break one you know, a habit of one place and then move on, or can it do everything at once?
Yeah, so I think if you train too many at one time, you'll wind up probably getting wild false positives. So that's exactly what our next step is sort of in researching, is exactly what the best method will be if there are multiple areas that you're trying to sort of rein in. But overall, just learning where your hands are will for one specific area will likely start the domino effect to help you on that road to recovery.
Super. So how long does it typically take? I mean, do you want to tell your story, or you can talk about anyone else that's used it?
Sure. So we've had a few beta testers that have helped us with some of the initial prototyping, and I'll talk a little bit about my story first. Basically, I'm at the point really where I'm kind of only really wearing this just for this interview right now, so I've really been able to retrain away from the behavior. Within the first few days of using the bands, I had heightened awareness where, yes, I was still doing that automatic, my hand was up to this area, and I was still pulling, because in 5 days, I'm not going to reverse 20 plus years of a habit. It's just not going to happen. But in the last 6 to 8 months that I've been wearing the bands, it's slowly retraining. I'm just way more aware of where my hands are, where to the point now I don't wear them that often. I wear them, when I notice, okay, my hands are here and they're not doing what I want them to be doing, let me throw the bands on and then continue on my day. And they help me. And I notice, and I've actually learned now what my triggers are. Whereas before I just had no idea, because you can't know what you don't, you can't change what you don't know. Sorry. So now I'm at a point where I realize that I pull mostly when I'm working and I'm stressed, and mostly late at night when I'm, those are like the two. So during the day when I'm working and stressed, and at night when I'm working and stressed and tired. And then even our beta testers, we did short sessions with a few people here in Minneapolis, which is where we're based. And, they helped us really refine our algorithm. They helped us really refine the entire process and how the app works and all of this great stuff. So they gave us a lot of positive feedback and a lot of critical feedback too. But that's how we've gotten to the stage now where we're ready to say, okay, here's a product that's, going to work for people. And as long as you're ready to change, we provide that awareness. And, that's the key step. If you're not ready to change, you have to be ready to change, but you can't change what you don't know. So awareness and that willingness together is a powerful combination to actually take control.
Right. Absolutely. So Aneela, please tell us how we can get this device and the details of that.
Thank you so much for letting me share HabitAware with those that are watching. We are available for pre-order on our website. It's habitaware.com, and you can find our email address right on the website. It's hello@habitaware.com, or my name, Aneela, Aneela, @habitaware.com, and I'm happy to answer any questions that people may have. And that's about it. Find us on all the social channels, and just say hi. Really, we just would love to get to know other people in the community so that we can help, and we can also be part of that community that raises awareness, so that one day we won't have to be talking about it anymore, to be honest.
Well, fantastic. I just want to note we're recording this in June 2016. So it could be, depending when you're viewing this, it could be you might be able to order it and get it tomorrow. We're available for pre-order. We'll be shipping by the end of 2016. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Aneela, for joining us, and thank you for this amazing product that you put out. I know is going to help so many people. All that you're doing within the community. I'm excited to see where else you take your online course and everything else that you're doing. Bye, everyone. Bye, everybody.